Live and in the server here, Evil Geniuses and Fluffy AIMERS. It's Mirage. It's Mirage. To decide it all. And frankly, the Fluffy AIMERS have looked like the better team all night long. So Evil Geniuses, they need to put something together here, John, to show us they got what it takes to take this series.
Especially on a map where aim is the most important factor, right? Like Mirage, and the Fluffy AIMERS have been better in that regard, like you just said. So we'll see. And they're also guessing right here. Going to the B site. A site was stacked. 3 players on balcony or palace. Can't really tell exactly where they are according to the radar, but autimatic's probably dead. He's going to have to hit some really nice shots. And okay, finally does go down his sacrifice. Who gets it? Jason just couldn't connect. And now, well, the B site has been taken completely. Bomb going to get planted, and EG are on a full-on retake, and, well, they're
saving?
No, they're not. No, they're not.
They're saving. They're saving in a 4v5 in the pistol round? Wow. That's a stunner. Talk about an unusual play call here. I'd imagine this means they're going to force in the next using the armor that they've saved. They apparently risked it fully on towards the A play and just decided that, you know, if it didn't work out, if autimatic wasn't able to get something solo dolo on the B side, they weren't going to risk it. They weren't going to play it. So there we go. The Evil Geniuses back away, playing the percentage game here. Now, do they force is my question, because if they don't force here, what was the point? Hex just picked up head armor. Yep, he's forced in. All right, they're going for it. They're going to try and make it happen here. See if that armor's the difference.
I don't like anything about that. I mean, we can try and sell it any way we want. That was just a very discouraging play from Evil Geniuses, and it shows the lack of confidence they have right now in their play. I mean, even down 4v5 on a pistol round, it's still a 50-50. It's a 50-50 when you're going for that retake. You just get a couple of headshots and you're right back into it. So
I mean, I don't think that's how statistics work, but I'll take your word for it.
Well, I'm just saying it's technically a 50-50 chance of pulling it off, in my opinion, based on results in past matches on pistol rounds, right?
So was it also a 50-50 when it was a 5v5? I'm just saying, I don't think that's how percentages work, but I like the idea, John. I agree with you.
All I'm trying to say is they had a very good chance of coming out with the round. That's my main point.
It's the old saying, it either happens or it doesn't. So it's 50-50. Statistics by JRT. I would take that class.
Mike.
Bombs down. This round's over. Not happening. Evil Geniuses, they saved up for this one, but it's not to be. So they'll save again. Keep these 3 sets of armor. Keep these upgraded weaponry alive for the next. And the Fluffy AIMERS up to a very uncontested 2-0 scoreline.
Yep. Fluffy AIMERS up 2-0. I mean, like, what do you want me to say? 52%, 48%? Like, is that what you were more so going for? Like, you want me to be super precise here?
No,
or you just,
I was just amused by the concept of it's always a 50-50.
It's not all, well, I didn't mean always a 50-50 on any situation in pistol rounds. I just meant in that situation, it was still like close to 50% on each side of pulling off the round.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe if I wasn't clear, but yeah, that's what I meant. Anyway, Fluffy AIMERS do have the 2-0 lead. And the Evil Geniuses, I mean, that force up didn't yield much. And again, makes you wonder why they didn't go for it in the pistol round in the first place. Anyway, look, it might be something that they just end up shrugging off and pulling off this map anyway, but the way things have shaken out so far, it doesn't feel like that will be the case. Smoke's gonna get tossed here into the window, a nade as well. Oh, that nade was actually for underpass, maybe? As Dia is pushing with the AK here. Smoke gonna get tossed for Cat, so that's gonna guise off some positionings here for the Evil Geniuses, or I should say for the Fluffy AIMERS, and window smoke will eventually fade. We'll see what the Fluffy AIMERS decide to do with all of this mid-control gained. Wildco's pushing up. I don't think he's been hurt. He's been walking the entire way. So he could maybe catch Jason if he goes for the complete clear down the A ramp, but I feel like Jason will probably have more of an advantage unless he makes noise, and he does make noise. So that will give Walco an audio cue. The A site's empty though because Walco pushed through Palace, so this is probably a full-on retake with just pistols and only the kit in George's hands.
First casualty finally in with 40 seconds left on the clock. Bomb is down, but autimatic gets an answer with the Deagle. Maybe that's a rallying cry. Walco now finding the poke back in, and this one was not looking very probable, but suddenly it's happening, and Peeping has no idea. Oh, God, Hex gets it. A little touch and go there. Still a chance for Jason, but it's a slim one, and autimatic will put him down. So this one seemed to be the least probable yet, but it is where EG find their footing. And now they'll be able to take 4 rifles into the next. Cash money made for the evil geniuses. So their study of statistics has at least seen them in a good spot here, John. If they can keep this going, if they can win the next, all can be forgotten about their decisions in the pistol rounds, whatever it may be.
autimatic gonna eat some damage there, down to 26 HP from the util. Walco's waiting over at the balcony. Evil geniuses. That's a good shot from Junior. They need a lot more from him. Walco through the smoke, spams down Sacrifice. Then Junior connects on to learsi. Dia and Peeping. Last two standing, but not for long if Junior has anything to say about it. 3K on the board for him. Peeping already spotted out, I believe, at Palace. Definitely heard now as Walco's pushing down the A ramp. Molotov thrown. He's completely trapped. And you have to imagine that they're going to start putting pressure from the other side as well. I mean, there's nothing Peeping can do in this situation. And I mean, look, Evil Genius is full control. Good recovery from them. They will pick up a second eventually here.
One way or another. Walco keeping this fight as far at arm's reach as he can. There's the spot, the shot, the confirmation of Peeping's position. I mean, as much as he might stall this, not really a whole lot he can hope to do. He knows he's bottlenecked in, probably doesn't really want to survive. 1900 loss bonus won't be great. Theoretically, saving his gun would be worth more, but sets him off kilter from his teammates. So in he goes. 10 seconds to it. Hopes of winning the round fast diminishing, if ever there were. And while he will try for a cheeky bomb plant, that was never going to be allowed. I like the optimism, though.
Alrighty. Evil Geniuses finally close out that round. And the Fluffy Aimers are on just pistols into round number 5. This is a much better showing in the early goings for the Evil Geniuses at the very least. I mean, little mistakes aside here throughout the entire series, if they close out and they can get the win, at least they can put that in their back pockets. But there's so much to review from this series for them. I mean, at least they're going to be learning a ton moving forward, and Fluffy Aimers have been a very worthy opponent, and you can see why that they've played quite well over the last 2 seasons. What a wicked 1D coming through from Jason. autimatic exposed, goes for the fight anyway, and swings around for the second. It's still close though. Peeping gets the trade. Walco continues to spam down with the AK. learsi only has the Glock, so he can't really peek around as aggressively as he would have with that Deagle. And well, Peeping can't really support from top mid. They're separated. learsi, is he gonna push the smoke? No, he just wants to lurk around here, see if he can spot someone looking the wrong way. But so far, oh, Evil Geniuses are hanging on here.
They are indeed. Walco will take the space up in towards Palace. The window peek. This is huge. Actually, the kill comes through. Peeping retrieved the rifle. And now there's a little bit more intrigue into this round. learsi will not take the time to retrieve the gun. Wants to seize the moment. And the right read here from Peeping somehow doesn't die in that exchange. The aim punch too much for him to get his shot off. But the bomb planted out of this circumstance, this is huge, John.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting a lot of money there for the Fluffy Aimers, and Evil Genius is taking their time going for this retake. Peeping, I mean, low HP, but he does have the AK, and so much pressure is on. HexT has the kit, but he's far away. Has to come through connector, and why are they taking so long? This is so dangerous for the Evil Genius as HexT spots out Peeping, has to clear him out, and does, but I think time's gonna run out. The Fluffy Aimers should have the round. They do. What? Wow, that was another flub from the Evil Geniuses. Like Fluffy Aimers, you said it, Mike. You just getting the plant was great for FA, but winning the round? Wow.
That's a catastrophe. No armor. I mean, pistols. Glocks.
Yeah.
Glocks. That is an absolute catastrophe. There's no other way to spin that. That is a disaster for EG. Slow, patient, calm, hiding away, but their refusal to take contact is their undoing. They just don't have enough time there. They're so wary of losing that they forget to win.
That is a very apt way of putting it, honestly. The confidence issues are so on display right now for the Evil Geniuses. Junior, well, misses that shot, throws the nade afterwards, but I just can't believe they lost that round.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a stunner. We'll see if they can wash the taste out of their mouth here. That was the first opportunity missed for Junior, but does at least stymie them in towards mid early. They catch some substantial utility damage. But with the up, hit your shots and it just don't matter that much. It's a big if. 3 players shifting into this apartment's clear. This is such a heavy commit. It's the right read right now. Fluffy Aimers are bringing presence over, but it does mean they're light elsewhere. Mid is basically completely given up. This take's now going on towards A, and they're just pushing apps. This is crazy bold. And now they'll have to force rotate, and so these 2 players in apps are actually hearing this because contact came on towards A, so ironically, despite having the presence here, now everybody's gone when the actual hit does come through. It's just going to be HexT. Bomb is going to be down. It's a 2v5. Surely not. He doesn't even know they're on. The bomb's just been planted on his ear, and he didn't know it.
I don't... Look. Okay, we'll talk about it afterwards. Smoke's going to get flubbed here for the Fluffy Aimers. But still a chance. learsi playing very up close at market. Sacrifice waiting at bench. They're trying to burn the time, and why not? Evil Genius takes so long to come out here, and look at this. Well, there's the wrong corner. Sacrifice wins another fight. 2v2. Evil Geniuses can't get on this site. Finally, Junior gets learsi. Sacrifice
has to be Junior.
Known, and he gets the nade frag. That is maybe in time. Yeah, definitely is.
It is.
That, look, wow. There are a lot of problems with the way EG won that round. Yes, they won it, but I don't know if they necessarily deserve to. Why, in a 5v2, okay, you're up 5v2, you have full control of both sides. You do not need to heavily rotate yourselves towards A, having all presence there except for HexT on Cat, who doesn't hear the drop down on site, doesn't hear the bomb get planted, doesn't even turn around. I mean, there's so many other mistakes. I'm not blaming HexT in particular here. The whole team just had a really weird defensive meltdown, not thinking, hey, let's just keep the 2 players anchored down on the B site, 1 towards mid and 2 on A, because we don't know where the bomb is going to end up. Anyway, very strange. Here's an opening frag for Sacrifice onto Walco. But I think Evil Geniuses are winning despite themselves in that round.
I will say.
Oh, no.
That's, couple kills coming in. They've got A site. They've got all of A. Oh, this is a catastrophe. This is a big problem. Kill on Peeping might make this retake more viable, but once again, the pistols are posing huge problems here. Sacrifice wanted to take the initiative there, can understand it. The bomb's now down. And surely they don't drop this again. Surely not. This gun picked up. Nade damage onto HexT. They're trying to make him uncomfortable. That flashbang is good, and it's lethal as it turns out. It's all on HexT now. The weight of the world on his shoulder as another anti-eco collapse seems to be on deck for EG. Gets the first kill, but it's all about dueling off with this player CT. Bomb's going to be exposed to it. learsi's calling his bluff. learsi pulls him off the bomb.
Oh, wow.
1 more shot's all that he needs. He's done it. He's won it. Hex knows it. No survivors will be there this day. And once again, the pistols are enough for the Fluffy Aimers.
Oh, jeez, man. It's just one round after another. Fluffy Aimers could easily be up by more than this, but Evil Geniuses have managed to rescue themselves a couple of times. Still, 4-3 in their favor. Some wicked shots from those Deagles. A little overambitious on the peaks from the Evil Geniuses. I mean, just positioning's odd. And of course, the A site left open again. I mean, obviously, the Fluffy Aimers fought their way into it, but still, that was interesting to say the least. Here come the AKs once more. Still enough money in the bank for the Evil Geniuses to muster up a decent buy-up, but HexT having to settle for the CZ. Automatic already smoked off. Fluffy Aimers taking the mid-control this time. Evil Genius is not going to challenge the same way they did in that previous round. Just... yeah, this is tough to watch in a lot of ways, especially if you're an EG fan. All right, well, Junior's
Nice
still
shot.
delivering.
Yeah, something doing at least. A little bit of juice in a limited round. They've lost George, but at least that op is still at hand. He controls the question. They know where the op is now, so they can avoid it if they want to. Still a minute. Plenty of time to play with here. You've got Jason in the Palace Lurk, but it does seem like they're going to try and threaten B. That's not a bad read, right? It's been light presence on B. It's mostly just been HexT anchoring with how slow EG have been to rotate. Can't say that puts a ton of fear in them. It's going to be cleared out here again. If contact's made with automatic, that could be a problem. But as it is, it seems like the B play comes in. Automatic's dropped, so never mind. It's great. It's going to prevent the rotations. It's all about this 2-on-1 on site. They lose the Palace Lurk. That would have been the backstab in. HexT is here. HexT is spotted. HexT is dropped. And with 12 seconds to spare, the bomb's now down. And a really tough retake is on deck for EG.
I think this is a save. There's just no way. Junior
doing it.
completely out of position. There we go. EG going to have to save into this round. Another great job by the Fluffy Aimers, isolating the fights, doing a great work onto B, and oh no, peeping spots out Walco. That means Junior's got an even tougher task on his hands. And I mean, Fluffy Aimers, they can smell the blood in the water right now. They're going to go for this hunt because they know they have the momentum. They've got more confidence in these fights. EG are playing scared.
They certainly are. It's like a wounded animal. The Fluffy Aimers. It's just piling it on. AK. Oh, gotta be enough to take out Junior here. There will be no survivors. There will be no guns taken through. It's gonna be another full eco for the Evil Geniuses. Down to the pistols. Economy in tatters. And at this point, feeling like we might have another Fluffy Aimers steamrolling on our hands.
It's possible, right? I mean, look, a timeout's going to be called here from EG, but you have to wonder how the morale is, the comms are right now. I feel like it might be a lot of silence on their side and not much talking because of the way these matches and rounds have gone. The Fluffy Aimers, they've got the full AKs. I love the way that Sacrifice just stares down at the op and he says, I don't even want this, and walks away from it. Almost like a statement against EG saying, why are you guys running this so much? You should be using the rifles a little bit more. Anyway, look, I'm, again, not saying Junior's a problem. He's still hitting his shots, but there's definitely a shift away from the op that the Fluffy Aimers and a lot of people have embraced. But Evil Geniuses are stuck in their ways right now, and it's showing.
Yeah, they're not taking advantage of any of the things that have characterized early Counter-Strike 2.
No,
they're
not
really not. And it is bizarre to see right now. George wants to get frisky with the P2K. Don't mind the frisk. Don't think the P2K is going to be the ticket. Yeah, is Walco sighted on a pixel there? Nope.
I don't think so.
He's tucked. Yeah. Not going to clear it. The USP will be enough to take him out of play. So, I mean, look.
Whoa,
EG
didn't
getting
clear
an eco
George.
back their own way. This would be good. They did not clear George. In fact, learsi will go down. This is turning into a catastrophe. Junior gets one.
Here we go.
It's all falling apart. And here's the Evil Geniuses getting one back of their own.
Wow, those were two very poor clears from the fluffy aimers. Evil geniuses. I mean, Walco was tucked in a perfect spot. You cannot see the player in that corner next to the stairs unless you fully commit to a clear. Dia decides, well, he's probably not there, probably in jungle. That was the wrong gamble. And then Walco gets a free AK upgrade. Afterwards, they continue to walk into bad situations. I mean, two players, two, not one, two, went into ladder room to try and clear it out and didn't clear the top of it to see if anyone was hanging out there. So George gets another surprise attack. And afterwards, at that point, completely falls apart because fluffy aimers don't know where to look. And the pistols, dry pistols, pretty much nothing invested in that round, go the way of the evil geniuses. Walco is going to take down Peeping, and maybe, just maybe, that'll give the evil geniuses the boost they need to get back into this one.
They could certainly use it. Shot in the arm. A little bit of adrenaline injected on in there. But now they got to do it with the guns. They got the advantage. We've had their advantage in so many rounds here, John.
Yeah.
Got to be able to deliver. Automatic under pressure on this smoke fade, but he's going to back off of it. Has support from George on catwalk as well, should he need it. It's a good setup for EG.
Dia. Peering out from connector. Junior. Oh, he gets lit up through the box. Goodness me, learsi just takes him apart as he falls to the ground. Walco waiting around to protect us. Such a nice crossfire set up. Automatic gets two out of that before falling. That will help immensely. As long as Walco isn't cleared, and he won't be. Walco gets the last frag, in fact, and we're all knotted up at 5 apiece.
So redemption on the board here for the evil geniuses.
Yeah.
I mean, that round, that was also them sticking to their guns, right? They get the initial pick, but they hold back, very patient. Even the slowness of the rotation over from B catches the player off guard. Wasn't expecting Hex to still be in market. So to some degree, it does bear fruit. Tech9's going to be out here. Fluffy Aimers opting for the double force. Instead of keeping anything up for the last round, they'll try and get it done with just the pistols. Look, I mean, they've been doing it with blocks, right? Why not see if the techies will see you through?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's a good chance they'll be able to pull this one off, especially towards the B side. Flashes are good. Hex completely blinded George as well. He can't get a frag yet. That's troubling. Here come the Tech9s. George managed to get only one. Hex still alive here around the edge of the smoke and does connect with the headshot onto Dia. He needs help. Junior's here to support, but they're still both in the same angle, so they will eventually, well, Hex goes down. Junior's overloaded. Here we go. Bomb gonna be planted. Another potential force by round. Gonna go the way of the fluffy aimers, but there is automatic along with Walco here. learsi though takes down automatic, and it's just Walco who's already been spotted. He is trapped, backed into a corner, and taken down.
Tech9s and a salvaged op, all you need. The quick hitter on B is so tough to stop right now. And every time it feels like EG might be getting this thing under control, might be getting their feet under them, they get swept right back out by the fluffy aimers. Now we have one round left in this half, one more round to compete. And you look at what's being assembled here by EG. It's a P250 for Walco. It's a couple of Famai. This is going to be a tough one. Junior's got the op, though. You talked about it, John, how it's a point of emphasis for this team still.
Yeah. It feels like they're still building the team around the AWP, which is no longer what you see a lot of teams doing, especially EU. They seem to adapt a lot quicker, as we already discussed. But yeah, it's no longer, having a strong opera, star opera, at least not in the early days of CS2. It's the riflers, it's the entries. They're the stars. George?
That smoke's not where that's supposed to go.
No, not at all.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Missed window smoke.
Was that a window smoke, or was that supposed to be a con?
I think it was supposed to be window, right? For the T-smoke, right?
Yeah.
Usually when you miss T-smoke, it lands right there. Sorry, window smoke, it lands right there.
Well, that would be it. Unfortunato. Junior peeking in towards B. The ops in the right spot. Johnny on the spot for this one. They're going back for the B hit. It's been so successful. But, oh no, Junior's going to miss his first opportunity. He'll get set up for another. They are coming funneling on in. They got the third player here as well. Hex isn't on the scene. Instead, it's autimatic, mowing them down as we're looking at a tie scoreline here unless Dia can do the impossible, the incredible, and no way in hell. We'll take a break with the scoreline all tied up and be right back. Back on into the fun here between the Evil Geniuses and the Fluffy AIMERS. One way or another, this one's got to end. Evil Geniuses looking outmatched through much of that, but as has happened for them before, they find the rounds they need to bring it tied up, and so they get another chance here in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're going to see Evil Geniuses come on immediately. There we go. Some aggression on their T side immediately on pistol round. They did take the first pistol, and looks like they're going to get the second one as well. Hex, the headshot on to Dia, sacrifice the last one standing, and that will pretty much do it here. Wow, aggressive, assertive take. Wish we saw more of that from the Evil Geniuses, no question, as they will have the lead 7-6. Sacrifice, waiting for a push to come out. Maybe he can farm a little more money. That's the most he can hope for.
It is indeed. Talk about a way to put an exclamation point on the first round. Make a statement here. And EG are, in fact, back to play. And while You know, I will say, don't know that I love their chances against the default pistols based on that first half. Should be a lot easier.
Yeah.
The fluffy aimers are forced to cover all of the map.
Yeah, I think so. We'll see. But fluffy aimers, I mean, we did see EG pull it off with just the default pistols, right? And a round that was more heavily invested into. So we'll see if the fluffy aimers can do the same on their CT side. I think they have to gamble right, first of all, and picking the right site. I imagine they will be sending all 5 to either A or B. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be the B site. That will be the final destination. And so far, I mean, it doesn't look like too bad of a decision. 3 players leaning towards the B side of the map, 1 around mid, but the bomb is dropped outside of A ramp. Will Evil Geniuses overthink this is a question.
This would be wild if they rotated off of it.
I
Full setup for the A take. It would be the most EG round, but surely not. Surely not. You're clearing underpass. You're doing all the things you need to make an A take happen.
It's a good smoke thrown too from the other side. Yeah. Okay.
Response yet?
They're good.
They're committing.
We're fine.
All good.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay,
All good. They've now cleared out
sure.
all the positions they need. There's no chance. There's no world. There's no way. Even taking first contact. See the player swinging from catwalk. I mean, a little surprised the bomb hasn't been planted at this point, because you are going to run out of your smokes eventually. You got another couple to drop down. But they will eventually plant the bomb.
Well, fluffy aimers. They do have a couple of one pistol upgrade to save here at PD50. They're just playing for exits right now.
There's a very important upgrade. John, you've missed it. On sacrifice at the bottom of the screen.
Of course, yes. Sorry. Sacrifice is saving the all-important Zeus, folks. If you're wondering what Mike is talking about,
Thank you very much.
That is the best weapon to go for a save on. You can't lose that one, no question.
Put some respect on it. Put some respect on its name. PT50 lost. That's not a big deal.
Yeah, there's the armor for sacrifice as well, so I guess that Zeus ends up being somewhat important. I don't know. 8th round found for Evil Geniuses, who are doing a good job coming back here on Mirage and taking some control here into the early moments of the second half. But here come the rifles for the fluffy aimers. And I mean, the way Evil Geniuses have played so far, it's been some quick executes. I doubt that's going to last into the full-on buy rounds, though.
I will say, though, if they get a nice second half of Mirage, all that matters at the end of the day is the win. We'll forget all this. They can watch the taste out of our mouths with a dub. Sweet, sweet dub. So an important round early on here in the half. And it does look like they're poised just for a straightforward A exec. Utility's going to go over. They're hitting with a minute 30 still on the clock, John. They're giving you what you want. A little momentum, a little speed here, and it's working beautifully. Junior going to be dropped, but in the meantime, they force the ticket player back. Sacrifice can't keep risking this Molotov peep. He's found one. And the bomb still hasn't made its way over. The smoke down on Con should make this difficult. Actually, baller move from George. It's filtered through. No way Peeping reads that. Now the jungle player, they just have to deal with it, but Walco maybe overlooking the position a little bit, brings it back to a 2v2. This is possible, doable. Hex getting that kill means that your jungle position's not going to be revealed either. Sacrifice is low from that Molotov. This is tough. He drops down. Audio cue given over. I was looking to play this. Whatever it is, Hex will get the better of him. And EG, quick, snappy, fast in towards the site, and it works beautifully.
This is why I get so frustrated with EG, though, because they've got so much talent and they're playing this slow game when they're playing teams like the Fluffy Aimers. Full respect to the Fluffy Aimers. I think they've got some good aimers on their side. And they played a phenomenal series, but I think EG have that slightly higher level of talent available to them. So take those quick fights, have some confidence, go out. This is what Counter-Strike 2 has delivered so far in terms of the pace that the round should be played at. So why wait so long? Go for a quick hit, take control, be assertive. I mean, here I understand being a little more careful. You're going up against pistols, so they can be tucked in those weird angles, but But yeah, that was nice to see. Here, Walco gets the opening frag onto learsi. Automatic looking for a fight as well. Connector, he spots the toe. I think that was a peeping. Indeed it was. Sacrifice around the corner, trying to peek and get that deagle headshot. Immediately Automatic going to throw that smoke, which is a good play. Guys is off a lot of map control for his team. And Automatic realizes there's player over at Cat, mollies him off. The thing is, Automatic will have to be careful. He's going up against the smoke. Two players around it. Great flashbang. Walks right into it. Shoves his barrel into Peeping's chest and unloads. And then, well, everyone else is falling. Only one left. Sacrifice will get one and be done. 10-6 in favor of EG.
Just had to besmirch their perfect record, you know? One extra deke shot in there, just ruin it a little bit.
It almost looked like he gave up after. I was like, yep, that's all I wanted.
I got mine, guys. I got mine. He's typing in the post game in the team chat. I got mine. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. This might be over before we know it, right? I mean, this is the beauty of MR12, or the curse of it, depending on your perspective. There's only 3 rounds remaining needed for the Evil Geniuses. If they claim it here, this is the full investment out from Fluffy AIMERS. We're talking about overtime. Talking about a battle back, but Fluffy AIMERS going to try and take the initiative here, and Sacrifice is going to find results early. Walco claimed no answer, and what? That was just spam. I don't know whether the gun barrel was showing around the edge of smoke, or whether there's something, or whether it's just the angles, but whatever it was, it's a thing of beauty for the Fluffy AIMERS, and they're going to double it up here. It all falls to Automatic and HexT. Their teammates cut down the mid control, betrayed them, and wandering into the connector angle, looking at window is Automatic, so maybe getting ahead of themselves here. EG caught lacking. Fluffy AIMERS, they are punishing. learsi now has bomb. So even as HexT finds that kill, his chances of winning this are dwindling.
He has to expect learsi here, though. Come on, HexT. No,
Clearly
no,
doesn't.
No. You're not making that much noise if you expect someone around the corner. And learsi will get the final blow. 7th round picked up for the Fluffy AIMERS, who have been a little anemic over the last 4, but that's a good sign from them. And over on the EG side, they have a ton of money built up, so they're still okay to go for the buy-ups. Are they going to favor AKs? I'm pretty sure they could afford a knock, but yeah, it's going to be the AKs. I like that decision. Junior's good with the rifles too, so I don't see why they have any reason of not running him on that. And here we go. Dia with the AWP. Speaking of Dia, I mean, he was so good in the first 2 maps. 2 and 14. What?
Yeah, it's been odd. He's gone whisper quiet. Jason as well. Seem to have run out of juice, but Peeping gonna be able to hold the line. learsi getting another as well, but the trades are there. HexT able to find the kills that he needs, and he has come alive in a big way here on Mirage.
This is it, right? Look, another very fast execute. And yes, they lose some bodies in the early goings. I feel like EG's kind of afraid of, but you've got so much firepower. Like I was saying, HexT comes around, gets a 2K, and you're even numbers, and the Fluffy AIMERS are on their heels now. Trying to come out here and get something done. Dia with the op, not in the greatest of positions, and he's going to fire a shot giving away his spot. Walco comes around, goes down, but the trade is good. Bomb taken away. That's more than enough. In fact, that's perfect. Junior with 2. HexT gets the last. 11-7 for EG.
Now they're right on the finish line.
Yep.
Right on it. There's very little to make it happen here for the Fluffy AIMERS. They're going to get the investment in, but I mean, look at this. 3 players at a minimum are going to be limited. This is such a tough spot to be in for FA. You've had such a battle tonight, but it's a question of stamina at this juncture, and we've seen a couple players have run out of steam, and EG seem like they're just heating up. They're gaining momentum. They're getting faster and faster, punishing those lapses. Walco will be tagged here, but oh my goodness, Walco. Dia thought, finally, I can get one. Finally, I can open up a round. Only to find the business end of that AK. Quick hitter in towards B now. Will be slowed, at least for the moment, by the Molotov. The Evil Geniuses with a man advantage. They're just waiting. They're not hesitating. They're not rotating. They're not panicking. They're just waiting to see what comes their way. And we're getting a push into apps. Peeping's going looking. Junior's on the line. This is a tough fight to win, and Peeping's gone. He goes from bad to worse now. Pressure on the learsi. A teammate called over, but EG have a minute to toy with them, to let them stew.
Yeah, and in this case, now is when you activate and say, okay, now we're going to burn some time off the clock. Let these guys have a think about where we're actually going to end up. Throw some A smoke, some mid smoke. This is probably going to pull at least one rotation, if not two. Yeah, you see Jason having a peek, poking the prodding, realizing no one's there, and now they realize that the beacon is on. Is it too late? Sacrifice gets one. They don't see learsi. He's hiding behind them. Then Jason gets one too. Oh no, it's falling apart. Still two standing. Walco, 7 HP, lucky to be alive. He drops down, managed to take down Jason. Automatic takes down learsi. Only sacrifice left. 1v2 with an op in this situation, not good. And well, his backside gets spotted. That is it. EG still pull it off, Mike.
Just a little too caked up there for sacrifice. Can't be sneaking around the pillar, and now it's map point, and oh my goodness, look at what they've got to defend themselves with. Barest of bones in this one. I thought when they jumped over the player under the window that could be the moment, that could be the round, but no, even at a disadvantage, EG just seem unstoppable now in this second half. They've only dropped one round this half. One round.
That's wild. I mean, and to think that in the last 3 rounds, what have they done? In the first 20 to 30 seconds, they've gone for a peek. They've gone for an execute twice in a row, going for a straight on execute. That time, it was a quick fight towards mid. And again, they pushed into the apartments to look for more info. This is what we need more from EG. Certainly, I don't mind the slower rounds. It can be mixed in well, but you have to lean more into, I would say, probably like a 65 to 35% ratio in terms of leaning into those aggressive plays. And then you can throw the change-up pitch, which is the slow play now. Oh, it's a breath of fresh air, I think, for the Genius. Well, they're going to lose that fight, but a lot of damage done. And Walco then Junior connect for 2 simultaneously. Junior with 1 through the smoke into window, and Walco on the connector player. So here we go.
Here we go, indeed. Move on through now. Into it's gone. It's all on Dia. Can't get a kill. Now pressure on the player. Tucked into firebox. Jason. All that remains of the defense on this site. His teammate not close at hand. Peeping just making his way through CT now. They haven't rumbled Jason's spot just yet. But oh, there's the reveal. Hex knew something had to be up. And now it falls to Peeping to be the hero. 1v4. Get the first. Gonna get a chance here at the very least. George is low. There's a world where this happens. Peeping. Jumping around, trying to spot it on the angle is the op, and Peeping. Well, he's not going to make it past. 13-7. Evil geniuses have done it. Look, we're not going to pretend this was the most brilliant night of Counter-Strike from EG, but they got the dub when it mattered.
Yeah, look, I think that EG needs to have a look at their second half of Mirage and their overtime on Ancient, because